Hello and good day everybody. Gonna just go through some of the price action from yesterday and also do the same thing for today. Also, I'm gonna have a look at some of the levels of yesterday that we were using and identified, um, as well as the levels that we have today that I think are important. And obviously we'll have a look at what the price action is currently doing and what we think is going to happen. Okay. First of all, I just wanted to start it by showing this fork here that I've been using for a few weeks now, and it's actually held up really nicely. I'm really happy with it, and I've used it to as extra confluence for a number of decisions I'm having to make. And what I have here is I have the 0.618, I have the middle line, and I have the outside line. Then I have these custom bumpers. Okay, I won't go too much into those, but those are sort of my custom Fibonacci levels that I found offer some good confluences. Jumping into yesterday's price action, I'll just go down onto 15 minutes, that's fine. So in the morning, I simply identified a couple of key levels. As price was making its way, consolidating just above the VWAP here, starting to make its way up. I identified the current uptrend. Okay, and this retracement here was quite interesting because first of all I had this area marked as well before this daily, which is yesterday's daily, the developing daily. So this was also not here. So let me just so as price was coming down here, I was actually waiting on this daily level for my first sign of as a potential area for reversal and some support. Now I quickly noticed that price wasn't going to make it that far, and at about 37,700, I don't have the area marked now, but it was the previous week's value area low, which was coming down into the 0.618 of that larger um, pitchfork. I then identified that area as a place I wanted to trade. So price did make its way down there, broke through the value area low of the previous week, and then a swing failure patterned, failed auctioned into the 0.618 of the pitchfork and started making our way up. Alright, just briefly wanted to show you an example of what was happening in that area. Okay, then we came up over here, identified two areas above us at the time because we were in this area, right? We were in that area. So I thought to myself, okay, let's have a look at, this was quite a bullish market structure at the time, okay? So I was expecting higher. So I thought either we were going to swing failure pattern to that the previous day high, which was up here 39,300, okay? Or we were going to go up, and another area I had marked was the previous week equilibrium, 39,860. And for me, it was an important level to get to it. And another level I had at the time was I had marked the CC, which comes up here. Okay, so those are my levels to the upside that I was looking at, and to the downside I had the range value area low. Okay, so very simply, price came up straight through the previous day high into the previous week equilibrium, got a retracement right down at back, and we held the previous day highest support back up into the previous week equilibrium, and while selling soon took over there, and we started making our way down. And interesting enough, we found support right into that value area, low area. Okay, found support right into there, and began to make our way up again. Okay, so that was from yesterday. Right, so for today, this is what we've got set up for today. Okay, for our levels above, we have the 1-to-1 extension from this low, this high, and this low, which coincides with the monthly VWAP, which is crossing into this area just below it. And also, significantly, it's the low of this area. We have this order block, the 4-hour order block. It's the low. So that offers a nice area of confluence, in my opinion. If we do make it through there, the next area I'm looking at is the middle line of the pitchfork, and above that we have a daily, which is also a high time frame. It's a high volume node on the high time frame, and it's going to be the 1.618 extension from this area. So that for me is definitely another area of confluence. And if I'm looking towards the downside, I'm actually looking first for a little bit. I'm actually looking for more downside this morning, coming into the afternoon. For most people, I'm in UTC plus 13, so I'm in New Zealand time. So we're going. So the new trading day will start in 3 or 4 hours. Okay. Now I'm actually looking for more downside until then. And where I'm looking at for my next area of support is primarily, I don't know why that's gone. Oh. So this is the previous day high. So we are back testing at a support right now. That's what I was having a look at. But I'm having a look at this 5-minute. This 5-minute. It's not really an order block, but that's how I just like to think about it. I just given it the term, it's not actually an order block per se, but it's basically it's an up down candle with a lot of open interest in it. Okay, and it's here coming in at 5 minutes past 6. All right, this will be the middle point. I'm looking for the middle point of that order block, which will also be, because you have to think that if we do continue this uptrend, you do have to look at the 0.382. The 0.382 normally on an uptrend is a good area for support when you have a pullback. Okay, so this sort of lines up with that 5-minute order block. That's why I've got that area highlighted. All right, so just to recap, I will let everyone know what my idea is. I'm waiting for lower. If we do find support in this area, and if we do find significant volume and buying interest, yep, I do expect price to go higher. We could assume that this is a ABC correction, and we're going into a 5-wave pattern on the upside here, which would mean that we're only in probably wave or the first corrective wave. and we're making our way up. All right, so that's just an idea, but we need to see how that's going to play out. The first thing is to hold this high. All right, we've got to hold this high above that, above the previous week equilibrium. We've got to get here above that. Then we can definitely look to the upside, and we've got a couple key levels we haven't looked at to the upside, and to the downside we've got that key level. We've got that order block. Definitely is going to be quite a bit of support there, in my opinion. Yeah, anyway, that's all I wanted to talk about today. And yep, cheers.